are we responsible for everything that happens to us? And what is the appropriate response to acute incidences of pain and suffering and trauma? This is super important, and this central question is why I had a breakup with the God and manifestation in Abraham Hicks. And I'm at the other end of that. And it is such a source of pain for people, like this question. And so I kind of wanted to do several parts because I have been talking about self-responsibility, but I don't want people to get it twisted. The answer is, should you take responsibility for that kind of thing? Your choice. Like, that's the answer. Is like, you decide. Bashar would tell you to not take responsibility, to not focus on what happened, but focus on how you respond. Abraham Hicks would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is my understanding, please chime in, it is sort of your responsibility, but the more you think about that, the more bad you'll feel, and that energy of feeling bad is part of that co-creative experience, so don't even worry about it. Like, let's just move on. As a habit, as a philosophy, try feel as good as you can. So that's kind of confusing, and that's why I merge all these teachers and astrology and human design, because I don't believe that I co-create everything in my reality. What I think you should take should I stop there? No. What I want to say as a starter is that the importance of understanding astrology, even if you don't choose to study it, it is an incredible ancient mechanism. And in astrology, you have 12 houses. They represent 12 areas of life. And all these houses represent areas of your life. So we are all going to have a family of origin. That's house number 4. We're all going to deal with death and suffering and debt and taxes. House number 8. We're all going to deal with relationships, entanglement, attachment. House number 7. We're all going to deal with illness, with daily toil, with having to upkeep our bodies and our minds. As frustrating it is that every day we have to eat. We have to do things that keep us alive. House number 6. So what astrology implies is that if we all have the same areas of life, we're all going to experience fate, fortune, suffering, and have to enact our free will to combat the experiences that come at us. So astrology implies that there is external pressure, there is an external input into our lives that we then have the choice to respond to, and that's where our power lies. And astrology also discusses, fate versus fortune versus free will. It's this constant tension and dance, and depending on what school of astrology you practice, you might kind of think one has more weight than another. But the benefit of astrology is that it tells us essentially that all of us, regardless of how great we are at managing our energetic output, we are all going to deal with illness. Whether you want to believe that you manifested your illness or not, you're going to have to respond to illness. All of us. All going to have to think about how you want to process loss of possessions, debt and servitude, death, betrayal, enemies, the 12th house. We all have a house of enemies. And then we all have a house of friends and partnership and collaboration and goodwill, the 11th house. So if this philosophy says that we all essentially are dealt the same themes, but in different fashions, in different amounts, and at different times, we can't avoid suffering and we can't avoid what's coming for us. And I see life as a video game. All of us are the main character on a hero's journey. If you play video games, things happen, right? There are external things that happen in your life. Your car blows up. Your house gets flooded. There is a bad guy you have to battle. These are external things that we didn't cause, but they sharpen our tool and they make the hero prepared for level 2. What happens in level 1 prepares you for level 2. What happens in level 2 prepares you for level 3. So is it appropriate to think of external circumstances that are acute and not patterns as things that you've caused? In my opinion, it's not helpful. It's more helpful to think about how you choose to respond to them. I'm going to discuss how you choose to respond in part 2.